All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. So before we dive into it, if you end up enjoying this video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like. And if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. We're starting here with a significant update to yesterday's report where we had heard from Reuters that Sony was apparently in talks to acquire Kadokawa, the parent company of Fromsoftware. Well, it turns out that the report was true. Coming from PlayStation Lifestyle, they say Fromsoftware parent company Kadokawa Corporation has officially confirmed reports of an acquisition offer from Sony Group. Reuters broke the news as a potential deal yesterday, following which both Kadokawa's and Sony stock went up. However, Kadokawa has said that it has yet to make a decision. In a rare press release addressing the rumors yesterday, Kadokawa said that it received an initial letter of intent from Sony to acquire the company's shares. No decision has been made at this time, the statement reads. If there are any facts that should be announced in the future, we will make an announcement in a timely and appropriate manner. So in yesterday's video, I told you guys to take this report with a grain of salt because we're talking about acquisitions, large-scale acquisitions. And because of that, you never really know what to think. When it comes to the rumors, most of the time, they turn out to be false or nothing ever comes of them. But in this case, we actually are seeing Kadokawa directly respond and officially confirm that, yes, Sony has made an offer to acquire the company, and it is their intent to do so. But they are also stating that they have not yet made a decision. And so we're still kind of in the same place where we don't know if this is going to happen or not. But what did change is we can now officially say that Sony is trying to acquire Kadokawa Fromsoftware's parent company. Now, whether or not this is actually going to happen, that's still up in the air, right? Kadokawa could reject the offer and say, no thanks, we don't want to do this, or they are going to accept it, and in the coming weeks, we will get the official announcement that Sony has officially acquired Kadokawa. So we will have to continue to monitor this and follow it. I would assume that with this being made public, it may expedite their decision-making. Not to say that they're going to rush it, but just now there's a little bit more pressure to, make the decision and decide whether you're going to go through with it or not. That's my assumption anyway. But there you go. It has officially been confirmed. Sony is trying to acquire Kadokawa and they have made an offer. I will update you guys when we get more official information. Moving on to the next topic, we have a very interesting report about not only the PlayStation 6, but Microsoft's handheld as well. Coming from PlayStation Lifestyle, they say recent leaks and official statements indicate that Sony and Microsoft are gearing up for a PlayStation and Xbox handheld competition in the PlayStation 6 generation. Microsoft executive Phil Spencer has confirmed plans for an Xbox handheld, and rumors of a new Sony handheld are also beginning to pile up. Following months of rumors, Phil Spencer told Bloomberg that Microsoft is working on an Xbox handheld prototype, but stopped short of confirming anything else. Sony has been quiet on that front, but reliable leakers have said that following the success of the PlayStation Portal, the company has a renewed interest in portables. Yesterday, reliable Chinese leaker Zhang Hong Ho, I really probably just destroyed that guy's name, who seems to have supply chain sources, said that Sony plans to use AMD hardware for its PlayStation 6 generation handheld. He further claimed to have heard that Microsoft is still trying to decide between Qualcomm and AMD for its handheld. The leaker also reports that the PlayStation 6 will be using UDNA, which is the next step up from RDNA 4. There will be no RDNA 5 apparently. They also heard that it has yet to be decided whether PS6's CPU will be Zen 4 or Zen 5, which has caused some concern because Zen 4 will be outdated by the time the PlayStation 6 is going to launch. So this is a rumor, and we do have to take it with a grain of salt, but this individual who is leaking this information, like kind of roadmaps here, has proven to be accurate in the past. So basically what we're looking at here is some PlayStation 6 information which, confirms that Sony is going all in with AMD once again, this time with UDNA, which is I guess, unified architecture under AMD. And so, yeah, we will have to see what Sony does end up deciding to go with, a Zen 4 or Zen 5 CPU. That will make, I would say, a pretty significant difference. My guess is they probably will end up going with a Zen 5, or at least that's what they want to do. But we do have to keep pricing in mind here. Everybody is anticipating that the PlayStation 6 will be incredibly expensive. And so because of that, it could ultimately influence Sony to go with a Zen 4 to keep the costs lower. But Sony is, in fact, doing a handheld based off of this report, and it does seem like next generation, we will see both Sony and Microsoft kind of going toe-to-toe in the handheld sector, which is going to be incredibly interesting because that is something we have not ever seen before. So maybe, I don't know, potentially a bit less of a focus on the actual home console competition, but more of a focus on the handheld console competition. Interesting times ahead indeed. So let me know your thoughts on that. Continuing to talk about handhelds, we have a significant update regarding the PlayStation Portal being reported by Push Square. They say Sony has announced the most significant PlayStation Portal update since the handheld streaming device launched, a fresh beta test that will allow for cloud streaming of PlayStation Plus games. Current PS Plus Premium members can beta test the feature, which is set to launch worldwide within the next 24 hours. You'll be able to stream over 120 PS5 games at up to 1080p and 60 frames per second, and your save data will be automatically synced with your PS5 console so you can easily switch between the two. The cloud streaming beta will be available in all the same countries where PS Plus Premium is, and to activate it, look for the new cloud streaming beta toggle in the settings menu on your device. Once selected, a new option should appear on the PlayStation Portal's home screen that'll allow you to access the PS5 titles available for cloud streaming. To play at 720p, you will need a minimum of 7 megabytes per second. For 1080p, you'll need a minimum of 13 megabytes per second. The beta is strictly about cloud streaming of games, so you won't be able to access the other features of PS Plus Premium, like game trials. PS3 and PS4 titles are not supported. Only native PS5 games are part of this test. So, this is something that I think is quite significant and something that a lot of PlayStation players, specifically those who bought the PlayStation Portal, were wondering if it was ever actually going to happen. And it seemed likely it would. Sony even teased this in the past, saying that they might end up doing something with cloud streaming. But here we are. They're officially doing the beta test. And so if you are a PlayStation Portal owner, let me know if you plan on partaking in this beta. And generally speaking, just let me know your thoughts about Sony opening this up. Does it make the PlayStation Portal more interesting to you and more appealing? And do you think that this is yet another hint at what Sony maybe could be striving to achieve with the upcoming handheld that they are working on, or at least rumored to be working on behind the scenes? We're going to move on to the final topic here, which is another update for the PlayStation 5 Pro, specifically a game getting PS5 Pro enhanced, that being the Callisto Protocol. So the Callisto Protocol is a game that honestly I didn't expect to get a PS5 Pro patch. It was listed, but it's interesting to see that the game is still getting a high level of support here. But what's interesting about this PS5 Pro patch is what it's actually achieving. So they did put out a trailer, and in this trailer, they revealed that the Callisto Protocol is going to run at 4K 60 frames per second with full ray tracing enabled on the PS5 Pro, but they even went a step further here and said that they will have an 8K 30 FPS mode with full ray tracing on the PS5 Pro. So this is kind of surprising, I would say. We are seeing a AAA game here outside of Gran Turismo 7 that is achieving 8K and doing so with ray tracing. So I think that the Callisto Protocol is a game that is actually kind of showcasing just what the PS5 Pro is capable of achieving for some games. Now, it's not to say that the Callisto Protocol is some kind of massive open world game with, a high level of ambition in terms of like trying to do everything at once, right? It is a linear single-player game that is reminiscent of something like Dead Space, but still, it is impressive to see that they are able to kind of push the game this far and get this much out of the PS5 Pro with their patch, and hopefully it's a good sign of things to come for PS5 Pro enhanced games going forward. But let me know if you enjoyed the Callisto Protocol, or if you're thinking about going back and checking this out. I don't know, I might go check this out on the PS5 Pro, honestly. I did enjoy the Callisto Protocol, but not as much as I had hoped. It didn't necessarily land as well as I had hoped, and I think that's how most people feel, but it's not like a bad game or anything like that. It misses the mark in a couple of areas. But I know some people did really enjoy it. So there you go. Wanted to give you that update. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon. And feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.